You found the house, the porch, the price, the light through the trees, all of it. It feels right. You sign, you move to Atlanta, you're so happy. And then about 6 months in, you find out one thing nobody told you. And it usually is the thing that caught. Listen, I'm not here to scare you off Atlanta. I love this city. But there's a whole layer of stuff underneath the pretty listing photos that the glossy top 10 places to live videos will never show you. And you deserve to know it before you sign, not after. Hi, I'm Christa Coore-Powell, Atlanta realtor with EXP Realty. And on this channel, Atlanta Real Estate Insider, my whole job is to make sure you know what the listing is not telling you. So today, 5 things nobody tells you about moving to Atlanta, cost, traffic, and 3 more that will save you a real headache. Real quick, before we get into it, because number 4 especially is going to matter to you, I put together a free Atlanta home buyer blueprint, and it's linked right below in this video. It's got my neighborhood comparison matrix, my date the neighborhood framework, and a midterm rental strategy for folks relocating from out of state. It covers everything we're about to talk about, and then grab it now. It's free. Let's get back to it. Number 1, traffic. And here's the part nobody tells you. Traffic is not about distance. It's about geography. You look at 2 houses. They're the exact same number of miles from your office. On paper, identical commute. In real life, one is a 20-minute glide, and the other one is a soul leaving your body 45 minutes. Every single day. Because it sits on the wrong side of the bottom, be it GA 400, I-285, or the downtown connector, friend. These are not roads. I'm serious. Really moody. Tar. Okay, now, here's the good news. And this is why I love the Southern Corridor 4. If you're landing in Southern Fulton County or Clayton County, you're close to the airport. We're talking roughly 15 to 30 minutes off peak to Hartsfield-Jackson International. And if you travel for work, that's gold. I, in a past life, traveled for work, and I appreciated being able to get to the airport really quickly. Now, that is, in my opinion, actual quality of life pro. But I always give you the con with a pro. That saying easy airport access can mean a longer haul up to midtown or downtown at rush hour. Depending on where you are, how far south, could be anywhere from 45 to 60 minutes when 285 is happening a day. So the honest move isn't how far it's far from what and at what time. So drive your actual commute at your actual commute hour before you fall in love. The map lies, 8 a.m. traffic never does. And something that I want to add to that is you're thinking about how important is the distance, right? So if you go to the airport a lot for work, for example, maybe you want to be closer to that, because if you're just going to Midtown, say on weekends or once a week, if there's traffic once a week, no one's dying over that. Now, traffic every day, we may want to injure ourselves. Not I want you to do. Now, number 2 is cost. And because the sticker price is the smallest honest part of what you'll pay. Here's what nobody tells you. In Metro Atlanta, you can cross a county line and your property tax bill changes meaningfully on the same house in the same price. For example, DeKalb County, you have incorporated versus unincorporated, and that will impact your tax rate. So Fulton, Clayton, DeKalb, different millage, different exemptions, different homestead rules. On a roughly $400,000 home, that difference can be as much as $2,000 a year between counties. That's not a rounding error. That's your patio furniture. That's a car payment. Hey, depending on the appliance, it could be a new appliance. And most buyers never even look at it until the first tax bill lands. The pro is that some counties are going to give you a genuinely lower carrying cost, so your money stretches further here than the same dollars would, say, north of the city. The con? A lower price with a higher millage rate can quietly erase the savings. So don't shop the price, shop the entire monthly number. Always ask for that information when you're talking to lenders. Taxes, insurance, and HOA go together because you need to pay all 3 of those to keep your house. Atlanta homeowners insurance is running somewhere between $1,800 to $3,400 a year, obviously depending on the size of your home and location, if you're in a flood zone. But all these are things that your realtor can find out for you. And of course, the HOA in some communities is going to surprise you. The goal is not to be dazzled by a low list price. The goal is to be informed about the true monthly costs. Now, number 3, school pyramids. In Atlanta, 2 homes on the same street can feed 2 different schools. Not different neighborhoods, the same block, different pyramid. And that assignment quietly moves home value, resale, and how fast that house sells later. Now hear me. This matters whether or not you have kids. Because when you go to sell someday, the family buying your house cares, even if you never did. So the pro of a strong pyramid is real appreciation support and a faster resale. The con is you'll pay a premium at purchase for it. And sometimes a house one street over gives you 90% of the lifestyle for real money less. Nobody at the open house is going to volunteer, oh, by the way, we're on the other side of the school line. That's the kind of thing your girl checks before you write an offer. Next, you want to verify the actual school assignment for the actual address. Not the neighborhood, the address. The details definitely matter. Number 4, and this one I told you to stick around for, everybody moving to Atlanta wants the BeltLine. Adair Park, Old Fourth Ward, the walkability, the brunch, all of it. Cute and expensive. The core BeltLine neighborhoods carry a real premium. We're talking 20 to 40% over comparable homes just a little further out. Like half a mile further out can make a difference. Now, here's also what nobody tells you. You don't have to marry the BeltLine to live near it. Look at the southern corridor. So we're talking West End, Adair Park, Sylvan Hills. These are BeltLine adjacent, connected at a fraction of the price. So the median in those areas is running maybe in the mid 300s to the high 400s versus $600,000 and up for a single family home in the Inman Parks of the world. Same trail access, maybe a little further out, significantly lower cost of entry. And this is exactly where I tell relocators to date the neighborhood before you marry it. You don't know a block from a weekend visit. Some of the smartest plays, and I obviously talk about this in the blueprint, is a midterm rental as a bridge. If you're relocating, land in a furnished midterm spot in the corridor for a few months. Drive the commute, walk the block on a Tuesday and a Saturday, feel the actual neighborhood, then buy. That's how you avoid the most expensive mistake in relocation, marrying a neighborhood you only ever went on a date with. The con, and this is important, neighborhoods are changing fast and blocks vary a lot street to street, which is the entire reason you date first. Number 5, the house itself. And this is specifically Atlanta. Red clay, drainage, pollen, basements. This is where a lot of listing photos go real quiet. So Atlanta sits on red clay, and clay moves. It swells when it's wet. It shrinks when it's dry. And that can mean foundation and drainage issues that a spring afternoon showing will never reveal. And a finished basement looks beautiful in July. You want to know how it behaves in a March downpour. That is vital. Ask about the flood zone. And that information is freely available. Again, that's what a good realtor does. They're going to find that information for you. Ask about the grading. Ask what happens to the backyard in a real Georgia storm. And pollen, fine. Listen, me, March and April in this city, we're not friends. I'm on all of the antihistamine things. The pollen. That yellow spring pollen is a whole mood. It's a whole season. It peaks around late March in terms of the count. It's not a deal breaker. It's a Tuesday, April, but nobody warns you that your car is going to look like a highlighter for 6 weeks. And it's something to keep in mind. Everybody who lives here knows. The pros is that these are all knowable things. A good inspection and the right questions will surface these answers every single time. The con is only if you ask. The pretty listing is never going to bring up the fact that the basement floods sometimes. That's on your team to catch. And that's literally why this channel exists. So, 5 things nobody tells you. Traffic is geography, not distance. The real cost hides in the county line. School pyramids move value block to block, house to house. You can live near the BeltLine without marrying it. And the house itself carries Atlanta-only gotchas you have to look for. So do you notice the thread through all five? Every single one is something you catch if you do a little bit of dating the neighborhood before you commit. Drive the commute at rush hour. Pull the real tax bill. All public record. Check the actual school line. Walk the block on 2 different days. Ask the house owner the hard questions. That's being paranoid. That's being informed. And we don't need drama. We need a closing. So if you're planning to move to Atlanta in the next few months, do yourself a favor and grab the Atlanta Home Buyer Blueprint linked below. It's got the neighborhood comparison framework, the date the neighborhood framework, and the midterm rental bridge strategy that I mentioned. Everything to help you land in the right spot the first time. And if you want to talk your specific situation through, there's a link to book a free strategy call too. Thanks for hanging out with me, friend. I'll see you next time. And remember, make sure you know what the listing is telling you. Strategy, not stress.